Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Tesla report for Tuesday, August 19th, 2025. Let's take a look at the charts. Actually, before I jump into this chart, I do want to mention that on Monday, wickedstocks.com put out a stock pick on Sunrun Incorporated. They're an American provider of solar products, photovoltaic systems, battery energy storage products. We see a solid 30% rally over the next 3 to 5 months in this stock if we get the stock pick. And we mention all the specifics in the trade plan. We do this every week where we give you the entry level, the stop loss level, and our objective. They tend to be moving targets. We update every week. So check out wickedstocks.com. You can actually take a look at that Sunrun stock pick. You can make note of the price points, the rate at which they're changing. You can monitor it yourself through time. Even if you don't extend beyond the 5 days, you'll be able to see everything that we produce over the last month, much of which is still relevant. We do 2 stock picks a week. We also do daily Triple Q and daily SPY analysis, weekly Apple stock, weekly S&P 500, and NASDAQ 100. So go to wickedstocks.com. Take advantage of our 5-day free trial. Tesla, big picture, 5.5-year chart here, weekly bar chart. You can see, obviously, we've got the low to upper 350s as an important ceiling of resistance that we've mapped out now, really since the beginning of the year as our resistance area. It's been holding nicely. What also held nicely recently was this rising channel top that is now at 348 even. I've coupled 348 even with this zone of resistance, so it is just over 10 points wide, $10 wide between 348 and 358.58. 348 even is still a sellable channel top, and now that we've tested it last week, below which the channel base that comes in presently at a 305.57 remains a 2 to 3 week target. It has been a 2 to 3 week target since last Wednesday, actually since last week. Wednesday was the highest point, but we were testing this channel top for several days starting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of last week. And if you're short now, you're holding out for 323.58 as a 3 to 5 day downside target. We're well into that, 3 or 4 days into that right now. But as I say, over the next 2 to 3 weeks, and we're about a full week into that, we are anticipating the channel base at 305.57. On the way down, of course, we do have the 323.58 former channel top that can contain today's lows. And we've got 338.20 as your resistance for the day, intraday resistance. If we push through, especially if we were to open above 338.20 today, we actually could see 348 even intraday. The likelier outcome, I think, would be a settlement today above 338.20, then signaling another test tomorrow, Thursday, of the 348 even channel top, which is the beginning of a zone up to 358.58 that can contain buying really through the rest of the third quarter, and below which, well, we can just say that the market is contained. Buying pressures longer term are contained below the 348 even up to 358.58 region. Now, if we were on Friday to close above 358.58, first off, we'd already have a solid buy signal above 348 even. And typically, I would call that an actionable buy signal. You don't want to be short below 348 even if you're a 2 to 3 week swing trader. And I think you just kind of want to wait that out into later week, because if we then close above 358.58, you want to be long. A 2 to 3 week, actually it goes beyond 2 to 3 weeks. It's more like a 3 to 5 week rally up to 426.89 that I would expect if we close above 358.58 at the end of the week. And in fact, it becomes more investment grade indication with a settlement above 358.58, anticipating over the next 5 to 8 months, possibly sooner, that 520.88 5-year channel top, where we could actually top out on a quarterly basis, possibly well into 26. It becomes a realistic objective if we were to close this week, Friday, above 358.58. Until then, 348 even is our overhead near-term resistance. 358.58, our long-term resistance. You can combine the two as one big zone of sellable resistance that you reverse and go long if we close above 358.58.
If you're finding value in this analysis, it's only a glimpse of what we offer. Your real trading edge starts at wickedstocks.com. Each week, premium members receive 2 high-probability stock picks. Each one comes with a complete trade plan, including exact entry, profit target, stop loss, and regular updates so you can manage the trade with confidence. You'll also get daily video analysis in the top traded markets, the SPY, the Triple Q, and NVIDIA, highlighting the key price levels, trends, and trade setups we're focused on. Whether you're day trading or swing trading, these insights help you zero in on the highest quality opportunities with clarity. Try it all free for 5 days. Cancel at any time.
And as I've been saying, there's a number of ways to play this. You can scale into a short position at 348 even and then stop out entirely and reverse perhaps with a settlement above 358.58. Let's talk downside. 323.58 has been our 3 to 5 day target. It can contain today's lows. If we close today below 328.58, by the end of next week or sooner, I would expect our 2 to 3 week target at 305.57, which is part of a range that begins at 307.44, nothing but a simple trend line off the weekly chart lows that can absorb selling. On a weekly basis, we could actually bottom out at 305.57 into September and round back up again into the 350s, basically. Remember that the channel bottom has a channel top at 348 even and climbing. And so if we were over the next couple weeks to fall to what is considered a 2 to 3 week objective, at 305.57, we can round back up, by which point the channel top at 348 even has pushed comfortably into the lower 350s. If we were to close below 305.57, I think we've got really a good third quarter high. I would expect within 2 to 3 weeks, 277.60, and within a full 2 months or less, 254.84. And I give that 2 months because it allows 277.60 to contain not only weekly but possibly monthly selling pressures. We could round up from here. But as I've been saying, I do think longer term, if you're to pick 2 important areas for the market, it is the 350s ceiling, and you have a floor that is at 254.48. I think that becomes clearly indicated within a couple of months of closing below 307.44, 305.57, let's call it, this range. Then we've got 2 to 3 weeks on a 277.60 where we actually could bottom out for the better part of a month. And you could also consider 277.60 really the beginning of a wide zone. If you scale into long positions, you can begin bottom picking at 277.60, and the process would complete at 254.84, where we could bottom out on a quarterly basis and perhaps round up from here through the rest of the year. Of course, closing below 254.84 would be a significant sell signal as we continue into later year. I just don't show it in terms of an objective, but it would be into the 160s that I would expect within several months. Is there anything else for me to say beyond what I already have? I don't think so. If I said anything right now, it would be a repeat. So I'll let you play it over if you like. Otherwise, I will be back, of course, tomorrow with Wednesday's Tesla report, and you have a great day.